Welcome back to Project News. So it was about 2 weeks ago, 2 Sundays ago from tomorrow, I think. It was WrestleMania. And the Friday before WrestleMania, I was talking about mostly all the matches that happened at WrestleMania. And I watched WrestleMania for a pay-per-view. Money. I watched WrestleMania and I've been watching it. I was watching it from 5 o'clock p.m. to 12 o'clock a.m. 6 hours. I was watching the pre-show to the end of the show. And right now, I'm about to go over everything I can remember. I can't remember too much of it. But I know the Battle Royal, Mojo won the Battle Royal. If you guys don't know who that is, sorry. A fan, somebody had helped them win. AJ Styles beat Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon, the music got me coming out. Well, here comes the money. John Cena beat The Miz. John Cena and Nikki Bella beat The Miz. Then at the end of the match, John Cena asked Nikki Bella to marry him. She said yes. Thank God she said yes, because it would have been embarrassing if she said no. Let's see what else can I remember. I remember that Goldberg and Brock Lesnar went against each other for the Universal Championship. I was hoping that Goldberg win, but he didn't. Brock Lesnar won. Chris Jericho went against Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens beat Chris Jericho. Seth Rollins with a halfway broken leg went against Triple H. Triple H lost to Seth Rollins. Enzo Amore went against the Club and some other team. But then the Hardy Boys returned. The Hardy Boys from my younger generation. I sound like I'm old. From 2009. I'm going to just say that. When I was about 5 years old. When they came back, it was amazing. They got on a ladder. They did a little flip. Put somebody through the ladder. They jumped on them and put somebody through the ladder with their body. What else happened at WrestleMania? Let's see. Trying to say the best for last here, because I already know what I want to say next. The most saddest part of it. But anyway, what else happened? Dean Ambrose won against Baron Corbin. Alexa Bliss lost her belt. Whoever had the belt lost it because Naomi returned in her hometown. Naomi had got injured, but then she came back at WrestleMania. Oh, the Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks, Bayley versus Nia versus Charlotte. Bayley kept her belt. It took 3 of them to knock out Nia. Nia is very big and strong and powerful. But she was the first one eliminated. And I wasn't surprised she was the first. Because all 3 of them had a chance to get her. And then Sasha got out, then Charlotte, and of course Bayley won. Let's see. I think that's about the most stuff that I can really remember. The New Day hosted it, of course. They started it off with a nice start. And finally, last but not least, The Undertaker. So for years, The Undertaker has been having this streak where he never lost a match at WrestleMania. Well, that streak ended in 2014. So it's 2017. That was about 3 years ago. He lost to Brock Lesnar. Ended the streak. This Undertaker had this streak going on for 20 years. Well, he been fighting for 27 years. So that's probably how long it's been going on. Or at least -3, which would be 24 years. He been fighting for 27 years, and he lost that streak back at WrestleMania 30 in 2014 in New Orleans to Brock Lesnar. And it was a lot of disappointment. It was sadness. It was a lot of... Oh, my TV went off. A lot of sad things going on. I could fix my TV, but I'm not. A lot of sad things going on. You know what? I could get it on a time or something. Anyway, he lost to Brock Lesnar, and He came back to go against Bray Wyatt. He won against Bray Wyatt. That was at WrestleMania 31. And last year, WrestleMania 32, he came back to go against Shane McMahon. He I say he lost. I meant to say he won if I didn't. But last year WrestleMania 32 he won against Shane McMahon too. But then this year he had to go against Roman Reigns. And they had this thing where it's my yard now. Whoever wins is who yard it is. Blah blah blah. I'm still an Undertaker fan no matter what. But when I watched this match, I saw how much damage was to Undertaker. Undertaker had spear to spear to spear. He had got speared so many times. Superman punched so many times. But Roman Reigns pinned him so many times. And Undertaker kicked out so many times. Kicked out so many times. Kicked out so many times. I think that was the most hardest fight of Roman Reigns' life. Because he kept getting him with a Superman punch. Another spear. But he kept kicking out and kept kicking out. Then in the middle of the match, Undertaker tried to sit up like how he always sit up, like, yeah. But before he got fully up, he fell right back down. And then Roman Reigns got to the ropes, back to another ropes, and then Undertaker turned around and went back to another rope, and Undertaker turned around one more time. Spear. Undertaker goes out. Roman Reigns pinned him. 1, 2, 3. Undertaker lost 2 times at WrestleMania. At the end, Roman Reigns was, I guess he was happy. None of us was happy. Nobody, I don't think nobody on the planet of Earth was happy that Roman Reigns won. Nobody. Not one person. Except for his kid and his family. That's about it. Roman Reigns said, this is my yard now. I don't believe it, but who cares? Roman Reigns walked away. They had like a 11-minute, 12-minute little part for Undertaker. He set up. He thanked the crowd. And then he put on his gear. He put back on his little robes, whatever they call it, and his little hat. But then he took off his gloves. He took off his jacket. He took off his hat. And he just set it in the middle of the ring. And this little slow song, just went on. Everybody started crying. And at that point, he was letting you know that that was his last match. That he retired. The Undertaker is no longer wrestling. He got out the ring, walked down that long ramp. He hugged his wife. He held up his hand. I gotta say, I almost started crying myself. The audience, especially the older audience, like the people from the old generation, you know, what The Undertaker, grew up watching The Undertaker, they was really crying. They've been watching him for years, and they know that that was his last match. Pretty sad. But the next day, the next Monday Night Raw, everybody was just so mad at Roman. They said a lot of chants. Go away. We don't like you. We hate you. Roman sucked. At the next point, they're gonna start throwing bottles at him. But thank God he just walked away. But up next on Project News, it is your main event. It will be me rapping. Yes, me rapping to Here Comes the Money. My own beat of Project News. Up next.